All right, this is just one other little quick tidbit that I did find. So this is going to be one of the guide sleds for the physical rod. See, what's odd is it's protected on top. So the damage that this sustained here was probably just a factory defect. I'm still going to write to Century about it, but you can see that this was solid steel, and now I've got a little hole in there, and this just rides on atop here. So I don't understand what could have caused that kind of damage, especially with this being on the top and kind of acting as something, you know, protecting it. So I don't know if it was something internally, gas pressure. I'm not quite sure. So I'm going to take a picture and send this off to Century Arms, you know, or even maybe see if they can send me a spare, since really the fitment shouldn't be too crazy. So anyway, just an odd little thing here. Again, the only damage I'm seeing on the firearm, you know, post sub 100 rounds would be right in there. Obviously aluminum, you know, steel's contacting it, but this was the shocker here. This is what I wasn't expecting right there. So the other areas of wear, and this is just finish wear, I do believe, is right atop here, and of course very top here, but the extractor looks okay. Everything looks like it should be functioning just fine. This down in here, so I can get it to focus, was already like that, so nothing too crazy. So anyway, just wanted to show you guys that real quick. All right, phone died also, so had to kind of change this up a little bit. So this is my charging wire, so I'll try and be careful. So this will be the reassembly. I have this basically kind of preset. Things are greased and oiled and everything like that. It's just how I prefer to store my firearms. I did find a catastrophic failure, I would say, right in here. Again, greased. Right here. So I wouldn't say that this is a failure on the firearm manufacturer's part, but I mean, if it's made by the hand-to-man, it's bound to fail. I don't know how this failed, because this arm bar here locks in over the top. So that means the damage had to have occurred from underneath, and I don't see any damage on the spring, so I don't know how that would have happened. So I think it's just metallurgy defect is all. Go ahead and I'll get this sucker in place. There we go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. Alrighty. So here, kind of get things in place. Other than that, we'll get the little gas piston right yonder. Okay. So that should all be in place, just like that. Okay. Then we get our barrel. Actually, there we go. Okay. Kind of this. The only odd part is the when you put this back together, it's like they want you to have this out. All right, so you're not missing much when I reassemble. This is kind of hard to do off camera, but here's your piston. Just easier to keep inside of there for now. This is the action bar and the bolt and everything like that. So little part right there. So we'll go ahead and just like that. Makes any sense. Okay, I'm gonna kneel down for this so I can get on camera. Okay, let's see. just a little janky to get it back in there because you have to line up. There's a little tab here that fits in where that damage was. You kind of have to get it at the right angle to kind of get it set. But anyway, from this point, you're going to notice there is a gap in here. And if you refer, I can wipe this shit off my hands. If you look at the manual, in this picture here, okay, you're gonna notice a gap right in there. So it's one thing that threw me for a loop at first, but you know, from there I was able to figure it out. So all right, so we got that going. Go ahead, thread this back. And the manual, it does say to tighten it, but don't like crank on it. So I'm following the instructions as per the manual. From here, got the part that we didn't have to work on, just like that. Okay, indexed, just like that. Okay. Boom, right? Okay. From here, whoa. From here, we got our indexing tab. This goes over the top, and you'll see, fits in just like that. Okay. From here, this screws on. Just like that. Everything is as it should be. Got all that done. Okay. From here, line these up. Just like that. Okay. And again, referring to the manual, if it wants you to eject out to the right, then we want to insert to the left. So there we go. Like these guys pop right in. This front one gives me a little bit of guff. Okay, just like that, just like that. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a little tap, tap, tap-a-roo. Boom, flush. Just like that. Okay. Boom. Set. Okay. Get this guy right in here. Like, the problem is that I truly do enjoy the aesthetics of this shotgun. I can even deal with the, you know, loading issues. Come on. Just kind of doing this above camera. There we go. The loading issues and stuff like that. It's the damage, though, that has me a little concerned. That's not something I can really tolerate in a firearm because it's very premature. We're under 100 rounds, and it should be concerning that, you know, there are some metallurgy issues, and I understand accidents happen. So I'm going to email Century Arms. I'll keep you guys updated on what I, you know, anticipate them saying. They're probably going to try and blame me from, you know, either not proper disassembly or reassembly, or, you know, we'll see. You know, I've never dealt with them for customer service before, so I've heard horror stories from all sorts of people. And I'm just going until I feel a slight torque with these. So forgive me, not all of this is on camera, but it's the back one looks just like the front one, so you ain't missing anything. There we go. Okay, I'll just do this one more. Again, these should be like G3 pins. All right, action test. Okay, just like that. Just like that. Okay, and as I was mentioning earlier, see this? I mean, you can push on it, but there's a lot of tension being pushed up by an empty mag, so it's much easier to eject the mag, okay? And then easy, right? Real easy once there's nothing in there, and that's because there's nothing pushing up on the receiver. Whereas if I watch this, you know, a little bit more difficult. I mean, that probably because everything's smoothed out now, but much, much easier to do it without it. So anyway, that is the kind of breakdown of the Centurion BP12. I'll email Century Arms and see what I have to kind of do. Hopefully they just send me the spare part. I mean, if these are within spec, we're not talking about hyper accuracy. If I can just get the spare part from them, I should be in business. So I'll run that by them, and then yeah, I'll let you guys know. All right, well, thank you for watching. If there's any other questions, go ahead and let me know. Again, I literally have the camera attached to a little wire above my work desk, and that's it. So hopefully once I review this, if there's anything I missed, maybe I'll edit, but that's about the gist of it. Yeah, other than that, I already kind of covered some of the things I wish they replaced, but, you know, from here on out, we'll kind of see what the longevity is. I mean, if they tell me that little guide sled there is good to go, well, then we should be okay. It's not a gas, you know, preventing part. It's just right behind the gas piston, so we'll see, you know, what kind of damage is going from there. Oh, real quickly, so as you notice, it's a fixed grip, and the only kind of shitty part is you notice that little Phillips head right there? Well, this is just a puck right here and an empty mag. It would have been tight if they would have made this kind of like a saw grip where there's a little wire retainer and you could fit like a full slug, or maybe even like a little cleaning kit, or shit, even like one of your chokes, you know, or maybe the choke tool. There have been a dozen ways I would have made use out of this, or I just would have made this solid and made this one solid piece of plastic, and then that would feel even more stout, but they didn't do that. So anyway, that's where we're at. Thank you guys for watching, and like I say, if there's any questions, go ahead and let me know.